So, what's the real secret to a relationship that lasts? It's a question we've all probably asked ourselves at some point. But what if the answer isn't found in big, grand romantic gestures? What if the strongest bond of all is forged in something we do every single day, maybe without even thinking about it?
Yeah, we've all heard this one, right? It's one of those sayings that just feels true. But have you ever really stopped to think about what's actually happening behind that shared smile or that sudden burst of laughter? And that's the real question here. Why? Why does something as simple and fleeting as a laugh have the power to anchor a relationship for years or even decades? Well, it turns out there's a whole lot more going on than just sharing a funny moment. And here's the heart of it. When you can genuinely laugh with someone, you're not just sharing a joke. You're sending this incredibly powerful, unspoken signal that you feel safe enough to be completely 100% yourself. And in any relationship, that level of comfort is the foundation, not just for loving someone, but for actually liking them, day in and day out.
Okay, so let's try looking at laughter in a totally new way. Let's think of it less as just an emotion and more like a secret language that speaks directly to the core of a partnership. Just imagine this for a second. Laughter is the ultimate nonverbal cue that says everything's okay here. It's this universal language that we all understand on a deep, almost primal level. And it creates this invisible bubble of emotional safety around a couple. And if we were to translate that language, what would it actually be saying? Well, every time you laugh together, you're subconsciously sending these powerful messages back and forth. You're saying, I trust you, I'm totally relaxed with you, and maybe most importantly, this is the real me, and I'm happy to be right here with you. But this isn't just a psychological thing, a feeling. This connection is actually backed up by some pretty serious biology. When you and your partner laugh together, there's a really fascinating chemical reaction happening inside both of your brains. Your brains are literally getting flooded with this cocktail of feel-good chemicals. We're talking dopamine, which is the pleasure hormone, and serotonin, the happiness one. This isn't just some fleeting moment of joy. These chemicals are actively building and reinforcing the bonds that make a relationship feel solid and secure. In fact, these are the same kinds of hormonal bonds that are crucial for a parent and child. It's that deep. And that brings us to a really important point, because the strongest relationships, they're not built on a few huge, epic moments. No, they're built on thousands and thousands of tiny, joyful ones. It's all about finding that joy in the small things. It can be something as simple as this, that quick, goofy acknowledgement that says, hey, I see you, and we're in this together. Or it's that inside joke, that one little word or phrase that means absolutely nothing to anyone else, but it sends both of you into fits of laughter. That right there, that's your private world. And then you have those moments, laughing so hard you can't even breathe, over something that probably wasn't even that funny to begin with. It's not about the joke. It's about the pure, shared joy of that moment. And that's the real magic, isn't it? Each one of those little moments, the wink, the inside joke, the pointless giggle, is like you're weaving another invisible thread between you. And over time, you create this incredible bond that's just so resilient and so powerful. But look, we all know no relationship is just sunshine and inside jokes all the time. So what happens when things get tough? Well, this is where laughter shows its true strength as a powerful tool for getting through the hard stuff. Now, it's really important to be clear here. Using humor isn't about ignoring your problems or pretending conflicts don't exist. That's just avoidance. No, true emotional maturity is about using laughter as a tool for repair. It's about finding your way back to each other after the tension has passed. When you can share a laugh after you've had a disagreement, it's kind of like an invisible hug. It's this powerful statement that says, yeah, we just fought, and yes, we have our issues, but what we have together is more important than that, and I still choose you. And that's the real test, isn't it? I mean, any couple can laugh when things are going great, but the couples that really last, they're the ones who have figured out how to find their way back to laughter after things have been bad. That right there is the ultimate sign of resilience. So, this brings us to our final section, how this foundation of humor and resilience is what creates that everlasting spark, the thing that keeps a relationship vibrant and alive for the long haul. And it just makes sense, right? Humor, playfulness, a bit of lightheartedness, they're the ultimate cure for boredom and feeling stuck. By always finding new things to laugh about,
You're constantly injecting new energy and youth into your connection. Doesn't matter if you've been together for 1 year or for 50. And this might be the single most important takeaway from all of this. We focus so much on the idea of loving our partner, but love can get complicated. It can feel heavy sometimes. Laughter is tied to something that's just as crucial for making it last: actually liking the person you're with.
That feeling of really liking someone, of genuinely just enjoying their company, of feeling comfortable and happy just being around them, that is what makes you want to come home at the end of the day. That's the feeling that laughter builds, day after day. It's not about feeling obligated. It's about truly wanting to be there.
So I guess it all boils down to this one simple question. Because in the end, the person who can still make you laugh on your absolute worst days, the person you can be your complete silliest self with, well, that's the person you're going to want to hold on to for a very, very long time.